In this video, we will discuss anatomy of the urinary system. Let's begin with an introduction to the urinary system. Overview. The urinary system, also called the renal system, is crucial for maintaining the body's homeostasis by regulating various internal conditions. Primary functions. It excretes waste products from the bloodstream, ensuring toxins are removed efficiently. It regulates electrolyte balance and maintains the body's pH levels. It controls blood pressure by managing fluid balance with the body. Next, components of the urinary system. Next, we will explore the main components of the urinary system. Major organs and structures involved include kidneys. These are the primary filtering organs of the system. Ureters, these transport tubes carry urine from the kidneys to the bladder. Urinary bladder, this storage organ holds urine until it's ready to be expelled. And the last one, urethra. This excretory tube channels urine from the bladder out of the body. Next, kidneys, gross anatomy. Now let's look at the gross anatomy of the kidneys. Location. The kidneys are bean-shaped organs situated retroperitoneally on either side of the spine. Size. Each kidney is approximately 4 to 5 inches in length. Shape. They have a bean-like shape with a convex lateral surface and a concave medial surface. Functions. The kidneys filter blood to remove waste, regulate electrolytes, and control blood volume. Kidney structure. Kidney structure include number one, renal cortex. The outer layer contains nephron, responsible for filtration, and renal medulla. The inner region is organized into renal pyramids that drain into the renal pelvis and hilum. This is the entry and exit site for renal arteries, veins, and ureters. Next, microscopic anatomy of the kidneys, or in this slide, we will discuss nephron structure. Let's delve into the microscopic anatomy of the kidneys, focusing on nephrons. Overview. Each kidney contains around 1 million nephrons, which are the microscopic functional units responsible for filtering blood. Key parts of a nephron. Number one, renal corpuscle. This includes the glomerulus and Bowman's capsule, where blood filtration begins. Glomerulus, a network of capillaries where the initial filtration of blood occurs. And Bowman capsule surrounds the glomerulus and captures the filtered fluid. Next, we have renal tubule. This section processes the filtrate and includes number one, proximal convoluted tubule, reabsorbs nutrients, water, and electrolytes back into the blood. Loop of Henle concentrates urine by reabsorbing water and salts. Next, distal convoluted tubule adjusts electrolyte and pH levels of the filtrate. And the last, collecting duct, the final site where urine concentration is completed. The nephron operates through a sequence of filtration, reabsorption, secretion, and excretion to form urine. Next, ureters, gross anatomy. Moving to the gross anatomy of the ureters. Number one, structure. The ureters are thin, muscular tubes about 10 to 12 inches long, extended from the renal pelvis of each kidney downward to the bladder. Function. They transport urine from the kidneys to the bladder efficiently. Mechanism. Peristaltic contractions of the ureter walls help move urine downward toward the bladder. Ureters microscopic anatomy or layers. Let's examine the microscopic layers of the ureters. Number one, mucosa lined with the transitional epithelium which allows the ureters to stretch as urine passes through. Next, muscularis, a layer of smooth muscle that facilitates peristalsis, the wave-like contractions that propel urine. Next, adventitia, the outer fibrous layer provides structural support and anchors the ureters to surrounding tissues. Next, urinary bladder, gross anatomy. Explore the gross anatomy of the urinary bladder. Location. The bladder is situated in the pelvic cavity behind the pubic symphysis. Structure. It is a hollow muscular organ capable of significant expansion lined with transitional epithelium that allows it to stretch. The detrusal muscle supports the bladder and aids in expelling urine. Function: the bladder stores urine until it is ready to be excreted from the body. Capacity: it can hold approximately 400 to 600 milliliters of urine. Maturation reflex: as the bladder fills, stretch receptors send signals indicating the need to urinate. Next, urinary bladder, microscopic anatomy or layers of urinary bladder. Let's look at the microscopic layers of the urinary bladder. Number one, mucosa contains transitional epithelium that allows the bladder to stretch as it fills with urine. Submucosa, a connective tissue layer that provides elasticity and support to the bladder walls. Next, muscularis or detrusal muscle. So, muscularis layer consists of detrusal muscles, a thick layer of smooth muscle fibers arranged in multiple directions, enabling effective contractions during urination. Adventitia or serosa, the outer covering with adventitia on the sides and serosa on the top part of the bladder, providing additional support and protection. Urethra, gross anatomy. Next, we will discuss the gross anatomy of the urethra. Structure: the urethra is a thin tube that extends from the bladder to the exterior of the body. Female urethra: shorter, about 1.5 inches long, and located between the clitoris and vaginal opening. Male urethra: approximately 8 inches long, divided into prostatic, membranous, and spongy regions. Function: it channels urine from the bladder to be expelled from the body. Microscopic anatomy of the urethra or layers of the urethra. Let's examine the microscopic layers of the urethra. Number one, epithelium begins with transitional epithelium near the bladder, transitions to pseudostratified columnar epithelium, and finally to stratified squamous epithelium near the external opening. Next, smooth muscle. Inner layer consists of smooth muscle for controlling urine flow, while the outer layers near the sphincter include skeletal muscle for voluntary control during urination. Next, blood supply and innervation of the kidneys. We will cover the blood supply and nerve control of the kidneys in this slide. Renal arteries. These arteries branch directly from the abdominal aorta and supply blood to the kidneys. Renal veins. After filtration, the renal veins drain the filtered blood back into the inferior vena cava. Next, nerve supply. Autonomic nerves regulate renal blood flow, which in turn influences the filtration rate and urine production. Hormonal regulation of urine production. Let's discuss how hormones regulate urine production. Number one, antidiuretic hormone or ADH. This hormone increases water reabsorption in the kidneys, thereby reducing the volume of urine produced. Next, aldosterone. It promotes the retention of sodium and water, helping to control blood pressure and maintain fluid balance. Effects of hydration. When you are adequately hydrated, ADH secretion decreases, leading to the production of more diluted urine. Next, key terms and definitions. Finally, we will review some key terms and their definitions. Number one, filtration. The process by which waste products are separated from the blood in the kidneys. Reabsorption. The kidneys reclaim water and essential solutes from the filtrate back into the bloodstream. Secretion. The transfer of additional waste products from the blood into the nephron for excretion. And micturition, the process of urinating, where urine is expelled from the bladder through the urethra.